There's any best
not that I'm airing my laundry here, but we had a family discussion about this.
In some cases, you may be able to better show the difference with video.
So I was right.
And you can actually get the 360 angle on certain things that it's hard to do with a photo.
Right, it is, and that's kind of was my thinking. But I guess having both is probably pretty helpful.
Yeah, and so Shannon's always right.
You can take a video of this interview and send it to your husband, right?
Right,
So proof, right?
Exactly.
Rod Davis, president of the Better Business Bureau of Southeast Florida. Thank you very much. You've got a long few days ahead of you. Good luck to you, sir.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
All right, we're going to switch gears right now. I want to take you back to the track of Hurricane Irma right now. Steve Weigel joining us as we speak, monitoring every mile by mile of this massive storm as it makes its way northwest, right, Steve?
Yeah, it's amazing. Look at it on satellite. It's incredible that the size of this hurricane, even though the hurricane force winds only stretch out a few dozen miles, we have tropical storm force winds that are much farther than that, over 150 in spots. And this hurricane, I think the most incredible thing is that it's kept Category 4 or 5 for so long in the Atlantic and then through the Leeward Islands, and now as it moves through the Turks and Caicos and the north coast of Cuba. And it appears that it may be going through one of these eyewall replacement cycles, and it may actually just be finishing that. Now, here's the official forecast. A new one will come out at about an hour from now, just before 5 o'clock. So we have a Category 4 hurricane, winds at 155, moving west at 14, and then right along the north coast of Cuba with that turn happening Saturday evening, and then eventually up into the Florida Keys, likely the Middle Keys. This is an error cone, though, so we could see a track more to the east or to the west, although the last couple of runs, the computer models have been trending west a little bit, and that works in our favor. There's no doubt about it, because it takes some of the strongest winds and moves them over to the west coast. This is why we tell people especially this hurricane, to evacuate to the west coast doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because with the error cone, just about everyone in Florida could feel strong winds from this. And here is our peak wind time. So it starts late afternoon, early evening as it works its way on the western side of the lake. This is its closest approach to us. Remember, last night this track was right over the lake, so it has bumped about 20 to 30 miles west. It's a huge difference, though, in the final the impact as far as the winds and the rainfall. And then it's Category 1 still as it's up around North Florida, and then eventually working up toward Atlanta after that as a big rainmaker on Tuesday and Wednesday. Hurricane watch in effect all across the Treasure Coast and up through the west coast of Florida. We have a hurricane warning that is in effect from Palm Beach County south, and the computer model tracks this afternoon are either staying with that western side of the lake track or actually shifting a little farther west. Nice to see as it moves up the state, and then eventually, look at how tightly clustered they are at this point, almost right on top of each other. So it's very likely that the official forecast at 5 o'clock will probably match up to what we have right now with that track just west of Lake Okeechobee. As far as the chance for seeing tropical storm force winds, so 39 miles an hour stronger, up above 90%, but the hurricane force wind probability actually has dropped a little bit from last night. We were around 40 to 45%. Now we're in the low to mid 30s. It's encouraging. That means the track as it shifts west takes us out of some of the strongest winds. So we'll watch that trend to continue. And the arrival times, so there is 3 p.m. on Saturday, still not into our area, but it spreads quickly by about 6, 7 o'clock across West Palm, and then eventually, these are 39 miles an hour stronger, and then across the entire viewing area Saturday night through early Sunday. And the peak winds at this point appear to be Sunday late afternoon through the evening, and with the future tracks, it's going to be critical how far west this thing stays, because if it stays farther away or even trends farther west, we get out of some of the strongest winds, and we may just be dealing with at least part of the area into strong tropical storm force winds and maybe some hurricane gusts. So this is the time for everyone just really to keep an eye on this and keep idea of what the track is doing. And a new track comes up at 5 o'clock tonight.
And if it stays on the current track right now, the storm surge